Yeah, let's go ahead and get it popping. Jump back into some of these dynasty trades that have happened here in the month of April. For me, one quick tip. This is just I've said this before on multiple podcasts. I've said this before on multiple shows. For me personally, at this point in the draft season, like I'm not trading any picks. Like I don't care. It would have to be a clear and obvious overpay for me to trade any pick in the upcoming rookie draft. I'm talking about I've turned down deals where people were asking for the 209, the 2, like I'm not making any trades of my draft assets right now in Dynasty, period, outside of an obvious overpay. I just think that you've held those picks for so long, like it does you absolutely zero good to trade a rookie pick right now. So close to the draft, so close to these landing spots. Whatever Justin Fields is worth today, if he goes to San Francisco, if he goes to Carolina, I mean, damn near anywhere he goes, Denver, like he's going to increase in value. That pick that you moved, that 102 that you moved, at 103 that you moved is going to like we're days away from those picks actually having a lot more value. And I know some people will argue, once the pick is made, well, the player loses value now because they're assigned a team. Man, all it takes is somebody in your league to love that landing spot, man. Somebody like Terrace Marshall. If he gets drafted by Kansas City, that 110, 111, you know what I'm saying? Like, those picks are extremely valuable. So right now, at this stage of the process, my recommendation is I would be holding rookie picks. I'm not even entertaining anything outside of an obvious overpay. So that's just how I dynasty. That's how I do it. Like, what good does it do to trade me the 102 now when I know I'm getting Fields or, Trey Lance? One of those guys are going to land in San Francisco, and I want that player. And if you try to trade for Justin Fields, you're going to pay more than you would have paid for that pick. Like, you're going to have to ante up a little bit more for Justin Fields with Kyle Shanahan. But once again, all of these deals that we're going to look at today have come straight from the squad, Patreon. My patrons, paying members of Destination Devy, people to help make this thing go around. So if you want your trade features on the show or all that other good stuff, patreon.com/allgas. But let's jump into a deal, and I'm going to sort of change how we do this. And I'm going to piss the patrons off right now. I'm going to piss y'all off, but that's all right. Y'all gonna catch this backlash too. I'm just going to read the trade. I'm not going to do any kind of we're going to assume for these we're all talking super flex. That's what we play. We play in super flex. And then we'll kind of look at it from, all different angles to help more people out. So, some of y'all might be reading it. Damn it, Ray, I'm in a rebuild. I took a limited notes on these, so I might say that and I might not, but we'll just look at the deal. And I'm just going to give you my opinion on if I think that deal is good for maybe what I'm thinking that team is trying to do. So right here, this first trade that we got, Charlton Sutton was, okay, so this dynasty manager sent away Ezekiel Elliott and Aaron Jones and got back Charlton Sutton, 103, and a 2022 first. To me, this deal sort of favors both sides. Like, I'm assuming the team that traded for Elliott and Aaron Jones was a win-now team. They didn't, I don't even care about the 103. Superflex, I don't even care about the 103. Even if it's single quarterback, that's going to be a good pick. But they didn't even care about that. They didn't care about no first. Like, they wanted those two running backs. So they gave up the 103, a 2022 first, and Charlton Sutton. So I'm assuming, if I'm on the other side, I guess if I'm in a rebuild, I'm kind of thinking like Zeke and Aaron Jones, second contract running backs, probably still have a couple of good years left in them. But long term, I'd rather build young, kind of rebuild, start over. Then I think it was a good deal for the side that received Charlton Sutton, the 103, and a 2022 first. I highly doubt that team is trying to compete this year with a player coming off of an ACL tear and a pick that doesn't even help them until next year, and a rookie. So I like that. McNutted, you're probably in a rebuild, and I think the squad that you traded with or whomever, you traded with is probably a team built to win right now. So I mean, I don't hate it. I think it's cool for both sides. All right, another quarterback deal. We saw Dak Prescott traded for Tom Brady in the 105 this year. So Tom Brady in the 105 for Dak Prescott. I mean, Dak all day, super flex, right? You're not making this deal. Yeah, Dak Dynasty. Give me Dak over 105. Zach Wilson, Jamar Chase, Kyle Pitts. Yes, give me Dak Prescott. I mean, smash for the squad that just got Dak. That's like super easy. All right, I wanted to see some deals with Deshaun Watson. I wanted to see what Watson was being moved for, and this particular team sent Deshaun Watson the 111, the 205, and a 2022 first. So they sent all of that. Watson, 111 this year, 205 this year, and a 2022 first for Matt Stafford, the 102, the 402, and the 411. I mean, so Matt Stafford and Justin Fields for Watson, Devontae Smith, Kadarius Toney in the 2022 first. Yeah. I mean, especially like we all know, we don't know what's going on, but we all know the allegations swirling around Deshaun Watson. It doesn't look promising for some sort of suspension, right? Like whether that's violation of league code of conduct, personal conduct, whatever. You know what I'm saying? That deal that people get suspended for 4 or 6 games just for whatever. Like he's gonna probably get hit with that at minimum. But then, as it plays out, if he's cleared of everything or whatever, whenever his suspension is up, I mean, he's back to being a stud quarterback. So, Justin Fields and Matt Stafford for Deshaun Watson. I think you got to go Fields, Stafford. I think that's an easy deal, especially right now, the cloud hanging over Watson in that situation. Like, I don't care if you're a rebuild or, I mean, I'm assuming that the team that acquired Watson believes that at some point he's going to be back and I'll have a, proven young stud quarterback. I get a first-round pick in 2022. I still got a first this year. I'd prefer the Stafford and Justin Fields side, and that's what I'm considering the 102. Stafford and Fields, give me that over Watson in the picks. All right, we got to see Julio, an old cat move. All right, so this individual sent Julio Jones in a 2022 third and got back to 208 this year and a 2022 second. Man, there were a couple of these with some of these old players getting moved. It's hard for me to believe that you could get a 2021 first for Julio, let alone like a high 2020 second. So I guess this was, God, it just feels so nasty that's the return that you get for Julio Jones. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's Julio Jones. And you're getting back to 208, Chuba Hubbard, Trey Sermon, and then a 2022 second, where the 2022 class right now, the depth is not there. At least on paper, it's not there. It seems nasty. I feel like I would just want to keep Julio because when he's on the field, he's still one of the best receivers in the league. Man. Yeah, that's one where I'm probably going to roll with Julio, but that's probably close to as good as it's going to get to trade him away. So I don't hate it, but I'd probably stick with Julio. All right, here we go. Got a league with either rookies have already been drafted. I'm in several leagues where we've already drafted our rookies. I personally like that better when you do the rookie draft before the NFL draft. Like, let your scouting do the talking. But we see Tom Brady, Noah Fant, a 2022 first and a 2022 third traded for Cole Kmet and Justin Fields. So Fields for Brady, Fant 2022 first, 2022 third, Fields and Cole Kmet. You know, Brady's dope, right? Like, as long as he keeps playing, he's going to be good. But at some point, a lot sooner than Justin Fields' career should be up, Tom Brady's going to be gone. And if I'm looking at Kmet and Fant, yeah, Fant's the better tight end now, but Kmet's got upside. The 2022 first, Fields, probably taking the Fields and Kmet side. Now, if I'm a win now squad and I'm trying to, even win now, I still don't want Tom Brady. I'm assuming they did that for Noah Fant in the 2021 first, and if that was the deal, then it's the Fields Kmet side by a landslide, man. By a landslide. So give me Fields Kmet, easy. All right, this deal was just bad. I just had to put it in here. It's not as bad as the most egregious trade in the history that I made when I traded Justin Jefferson for James Conner straight up after week 2. Just worst deal I've ever made. My worst deal. I talked about it a couple of times. But Justin Jefferson for a 2021 first and a 2021 second. Terrible. Like, Jefferson, easy. Easy. I don't even need to explain who. Doesn't matter who was the pick. I don't care if it's, even if it's super flex, I want Justin Jefferson. Like, I'll figure out quarterback later. I'm not trading Jefferson. No. Bad deal. Just bad deal. All right, right here. George Kittle was moved for the 107 and a 2022 second. So, let's think about this. If this was a tight end premium, I would say, maybe this individual's thinking about catching a shot at Kyle Pitts. But if it's tight end premium, ain't no way Pitts is falling to 107. Fields is gone. Lawrence is gone. Najee's gone. Chase is going to be gone. Pitts is gone. So now at 107, it takes Smith, Waddle, ETN, Javonte Williams, Mac Jones, maybe a Trey Lance is still there. So let's just say Trey Lance, 2022 second for George Kittle in Superflex. Again, he's one of the best tight ends in football. He's still in his prime. If it's tight end premium, if it's Superflex, it might be a shot at Kyle Pitts. And then I think it's more of a conversation. But I think I want George Kittle. Like, I'm trying to think about this every scenario that I can. The 107, as good as it gets, maybe Chase, maybe Najee if an ETN truther comes in and takes ETN over Najee, but Chase in a second for Kittle, no. Najee in a second for Kittle, no. It would have to be like Justin Fields in a second for Kittle for me to really start to entertain this one. So I'm still rolling with Kittle, man. Give me George Kittle. All right, more of these aging vets. I think it's good to see these because we got a lot of these cats on our roster and we got to figure out what to do with them. So this is kind of crazy. Matt Ryan fetched more than Julio Jones did. Matt Ryan went for a 205 and a 2022 second. Julio went for the 208 and a 2022 second, but they also sent a 2022 third back. So, Superflex, I think that's solid return from Matt Ryan. 205. 205 in the Superflex, there's still going to be some really good players there. Terrace Marshall, if it's tight end premium, Pat Freiermuth, Rondell may slip there. I think that's good. I think that's solid return from Matt Ryan. Like, I don't know what else you're going to get for him. Like, who's going to give up a ton for old-ass Matt Ryan that could get replaced here in the NFL draft? So, I like that return. Give me the 205 and the 2022 second from Matt Ryan. I saw some chatter on the timeline today. I saw some chatter about Antonio Gibson being like one of the most overrated running backs in the league. Like entering into this NFL season. And I am not saying that I agree with that at all. I think he's really good. I liked him a lot coming out of Memphis. But I think some of his, when you look at Antonio Gibson's rookie season, his best 3 games came against one of the worst defenses in the NFL, the Dallas Cowboys. His 2 100-yard rushing games both came against the Dallas Cowboys. He ceded tons of passing down work to J.D. McKissick, who's returned. I think Gibson is a stud. I don't think he's unless he starts catching more passes. I don't see him in, JT, Cam Akers, DeAndre Swift upside. Like, I don't. I think if we're just calling it for what we've seen on the field, James Robinson is, why isn't he better than Antonio Gibson? So this deal, Dynasty manager traded away the 308 this year, 2022 first, two 2023 firsts, and a 2023 second for Antonio Gibson. Okay, so as I'm looking at this deal, I've got to assume that the team that got all those picks is not in contention at all. Like, they're doing a productive struggle. I like that approach. That's a fun way to dynasty. But they're not trying to win this year. Like, they're like, screw it, I don't care. I'm playing for next year. And they're probably not going to win that next year because of the 2023 picks they're acquiring. So they're playing for like 2 years, 3 years. 3 years, 2 years, Antonio Gibson could be one of the best running backs in football. He also could just be kind of like regular, right? Just what he is right now. Or, he could just be like a solid running back. I think the 2 first-round picks in 2023, the additional first-round pick in 2022, and then some draft capital here in 2021 that you can use and package up as an asset to move up, I'm probably taking them picks. I want a shot at Bijan Robinson, who in 4 years could be better than Antonio Gibson. So, we're talking about Antonio Gibson going on his second contract. I think Bijan as a rookie could be better than Antonio Gibson. Jahmyr Gibbs, Tank Bigsby, that's 3. You got DJU, Bryce Young, 2 stud quarterbacks. The tight ends, good Lord. Michael Mayer, Darnell Washington, Eric Gilbert. That's 8 players in 2023. And that's not including any 2022 guys that are going to come back. Marvin Mims at wide receiver. Kayshon Boutte at wide receiver. The 2023 class that's 10 cats right there. It's loaded with high-end talent. I think there are a handful of guys in the 2022 class that have high-end talent, but 2023, it's a bunch of them. And I'm getting 2 firsts. I'm getting, a second in 2023 and a 2022 first for Gibson. Yo, give me them picks. Like, I want the picks. I get it. Maybe the other side is built now. And that's a move that I've made. As excited as I am talking about this 2023 class, in 2022 class, I look across my dynasty leagues and I ain't got no picks in those rounds because I'm trying to win. I want my cash now. Pay me, bro. I want my money now. So I'm trying to win. So if I've got a squad and I'm just a running back away, and I'm like, damn, I got to give up all these picks, but this is going to help solidify, a potential fantasy championship, I might do that, but I wouldn't be giving up 2023 first. Like, right now, if you want to be ahead of the game, those of us who had tons of 2020 picks, we started acquiring them in 2018, 2019. If you want to have that same euphoric feeling when you see all of the players who could potentially declare in 2023, start trading for those picks right now. Now. If I'm sitting at the back of the first round in rookie drafts this year and my top tier is off the board, I have no problem trading the 112 for a 2023 first. I'll trade the 111 for a 2023 first if I can get that plus. You know what I'm saying? And I think while you're on the clock, rookie drafts, you'll be able to do that. I'm telling you, I think you'll be able to do that. So for me, give me all these picks, 2 2023 first, a 2022 first, and a pick in 2021, and a 2023 second for Antonio Gibson. Give me all them picks, man. Give me all them picks. All right. It's the last one we're going to take a look at. And this individual, okay, I'm just looking, sends away Nick Chubb, Irv Smith in the 306. So sent that away in order to receive, the 110, the 206, a 2022 first, and a 2023 first. Give me the left side. Reese 32100. That's a win, brother. Man. I mean, the 110 for Nick Chubb alone, like, yes, I know, I get it, but the 110 could be a quarterback in Superflex. It could potentially be Javonte Williams or Travis Etienne. Like, I want the younger back. I want the younger stud back. Yes, Nick Chubb is super talented and he's going to help you win. You know, this year he's going to do his thing, but I'm getting the 110, the 206, which is still going to be a good pick, and then I get a first in 2022. And a first in 2023, Nick Chubb, he can go. He can go quick. I'm not even a question. Irv Smith, not worried about you. The 306, I'm not worried about you. That's easy money right there. That's easy money. I don't care if it's. I don't think there's any format. It doesn't matter to me. Even if this is single quarterback and not super flex, it doesn't matter. I want the picks. I'll leave the, going into year 4 running back. I'll worry about that. I'll worry about all of that later. Got a chance to get a young running back in the first, and you still got a high second, multiple picks in the future in the first. It's easy, man. It's easy. But yeah, that's what this is. It's just to see real stuff that's happening and kind of talk through why. That's the thing that trade calculators are dope. They help you out, but they don't explain any kind of thought process. It's just value based on somebody else ranking, and I'm just one person, right? Like I don't know it all, but it's good to at least think about things like to see what kind of offers you can make in your leagues, in your dynasty leagues, during your rookie drafts, and like I said. The big thing is, remember, at this point in time, like, unless you're getting, like, what to me seems like an overpay for the picks, like, I'm not going to trade. Like, if I was this team that had Nick Chubb, like, I would have waited. I'd be like, nah, I don't want to trade it. And I would have waited. I would have waited till either draft night, our rookie draft night, or the NFL draft, and then let those picks drive up in value. And you do play a risk, right? You could lose value. If you had the 104 and a manager was thinking, man, maybe I can slide to the 104 and grab Trey Lance, and he comes off the board at 103, whatever he was going to offer you at 104 probably is gone now because his guy is gone. So you do run that risk. But I think the hype and the euphoria of NFL draft night is truly going to drive all of these prices up. I mean, my guy Jalen Reagor, what you could have drafted him for draft night when he was picked by the Eagles in the first round, and knowing that he wasn't going to have a lot of competition, like you can't get anywhere near that now for where he's valued right now. So, and a lot of shit can happen during the season, but just to take a look at these and kind of talk through some situations. Yeah, I kind of fade the trade calculators. There's some dope ones out there, but I got people I ask in the squad. I got, people to kind of talk stuff through. So appreciate y'all checking by. We're going to start doing these. I got to get back on these weekly. These are really, really good engagement pieces, and I think they're actionable pieces of content, especially when you're just kind of looking at the trade holistically and not so much narrowing it down to a specific format, Just kind of talk through every different scenario, how I would play it out. But I appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all dropping by. Appreciate the patrons. Patreon.com/allgas. Appreciate everybody watching YouTube. Smash the subscribe button. But we'll be back next week with more of this run, all right?